if they have hours of this to go.
They truly do have hours to go, and you have not seen the worst yet. I know that might be impossible to believe, but the real part of the eye wall that's going to go over Naples that has already affected Marco Island with a wind of 130 miles per hour is still coming. What you've received there is about 105 to 110, gusting back and forth, but you still have another possible 20 miles per hour added to that event. And you can see it appears to me like what all of the rain pellets or the rain drops are just broken up into spray. It's no longer a rain event. It is a misting, blowing event. So what Chris is going to go through, and if you are and stuck it out in Naples, this is what they already received in Marco Island. Marco, you're in the middle of the eye. Your wind is 0, and the wind's about to come from the other direction at the same speed that you already saw. So, Chris, I'm so glad you kept the pictures up, but I'm also concerned about the security of our forces out there. Please make sure everybody's away. I don't need you standing out there in the rain. I don't need you being hit by a palm tree or a frond or whatever, because it's happened to me before, as Anderson and I stood at Indian Atlantic Beach and just got pelted with things. The pictures are enough. The pictures tell the story. As the wind continues to go up from here, another 20 miles per hour, I'm suspecting that we don't get any visibility whatsoever, and that we will not even be able to see that building across the street. Oh, there you go. What I've seen before behind you was a crane. I will be interested to see what that crane looks like when it finally stops.
Well, you know, she's okay, Chad, and we're lucky that this crane isn't as high elevation as the ones that you have down in Miami. And basically, she's working as like a huge weather vane. We can't see her right now, but she's just pointing in the wind direction. And the one reason that, you know, there's a benefit for us to be here is that when this is done, as you know, we're going to go out with search and rescue, and we're going to volunteer our time, and we're not working. Oh, there are those gusts you're talking about. And it's going to be good to know where the worst of it seems to be going, because that's where we're going to need to go and check and see who was there and see who made it through and how everything is in those areas. So there is a benefit to that, but I have to tell you, if this is going to be hours long, there's going to be a heck of a lot of work to do here, because as Chad was saying, this is a real beating. When you look at it, all right, the branches are starting to come off this tree next to us. It was only a matter of time. She's starting to let go, fellas. That big tree around the corner, that's going to be a problem here in terms of road clearing. This is one of the main thoroughfares. They're going to have to get that out of the way in order to do any kind of search and rescue. The producers are working here on trying to clear the drains because it's literally filling up with water. It's in no way a serious situation, but we're just trying to help the hotel out and keep the debris away from the drains so some of this water can seep through, because as the expression goes, water always wins. It's always going to find a way where it wants to go. You know, it's a problem with something inconsequential like this, and it's really meaningful when it comes to the storm surge. The storm surge is going to come up. It's going to come up these streets. It's going to go into these homes. It's going to flood them. It's going to own them, and it's going to stay there. And it's going to take time because it's so hard for it to reabsorb. And that's one of the big problems. And you put all these different components together, and then you mix them with the most dangerous component, which is time. And that's what Chad's been telling us about as a function of the size of this storm, the length of this storm, the miles with which you will have these bands of energy with this storm. That's time, that's duration. On top of it, the speed of it. Luckily, it's sped up a little bit. It's moving through these areas more quickly. That's good, because the longer it stays, the more of a price that you're going to pay. At Lavandera, you're down on street level. Are you seeing these trees break up the way we are up here? How is it by you?
We're surrounded by trees, and obviously this outdoor concert venue with a white plastic tarp that you're keeping a close eye on. I've been in storms before where I've seen rooftops and building structures like this just kind of raise up into the wind and shred into pieces. And once it gets into the air like that, that becomes just a, dangerous, deadly projectiles. So Our heads are on swivels as we look around and keep tabs on everything. The problem here now, we're kind of underneath a shelter because the wind is just too dangerous, and it's really the lack of visibility. We can barely see 100 yards in either direction, and obviously with the winds blowing at this speed, if there is debris flying through the air, I don't want to be out in the middle of that and get caught upside the head by some flying branch or anything like that. So we are tucked away behind the wall as the wind blows here.
Yeah, stay where you are. Stay where you are right now, because some of these big trees that are surrounding this hotel, I don't know if they're going to make it. They're starting to cleave out. That's why I just grabbed the producer and put it back inside. Because look, the palm tree is an extraordinary piece of vegetation. There's no question about it. They're built to bend. But there are a lot of trees here that aren't that, and they're starting to split and they're starting to fail under the strain on them. And we've been watching it. And the concern is that these trees are going to go into the structures across. And while they may not look physically impressive to you, we're talking about thousands and thousands of pounds and even more of that in force if they do fall into those buildings. Some of them have storm shutters, some of them do not. The wind is picked up by a significant factor here from what it was just a little while ago. So we've been watching this to make sure that the way those go is going to make a big difference. We're safe where we are here in terms of what might come on us. It may not look that way, but it is, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But these gusts, this is intense, what is coming down these corridors right now. And you can see it behind me. And Chad was right, the pictures tell the story. But where this wind goes and where it takes all this debris, those are the areas that are going to need the most help. And so it's important to cite it as it's happening. And we've seen this before in hurricanes where, you're going to follow your debris field and it's going to take you to the trouble, Chad. And now as we're watching these trees break up, if the trees go, other things are going to go. And it's remarkable, more things have not. I guess the hope right now, Chad, if you can speak to this, is that this is going to last a long time, but hopefully not with this intensity. But what can you tell us?
This intensity will last for another 20 minutes. And this is it. This is the middle of the northern part of the eye wall. This is as bad as it gets. I mean, there may be another 5 miles an hour in here somewhere. But one shingle just came off. And then 1 minute later, 2 more came off. And then another minute, 3 more come off. And then by the time you're in this for 15 minutes, the entire eastern side of your home doesn't have a roof left. And that's it. And then you're talking about the duration. It's not just one little gust from an EF2 tornado that comes and goes and you go pick everything up. This is the long-term event that is a northern eye wall. And if we can just come back to the map for a minute. I know how serious it is here in your eye, in your northern eye wall. But Chris, in the middle of Marco Island, right here, it is not raining. The signature that you see there are birds trapped inside the eye. It happens all the time. When the eye in the storm finally stops, the birds land and they're fine. So you ask, where do the birds go in a hurricane? They go in the eye because they know better. Chris, 20 more minutes, just like this.
Well, Chad, as you might imagine, Ed and I can't get into the eye, brother.
No, not yet.
So we're just trying to stay out of the way. We're trying to stay out of the way of these gusts while doing the best that we can to just keep an eye on the situation so that, once it passes, we know where to go. I mean, I don't have to tell you, you've been doing the job at such a high level for such a long time, but, you serve different functions. One is to be the eyes and the ears for the audience on the ground in a situation like this, again, to arrest the sense of curiosity. But also, once the first responders have to kick in and do their job, very often we're telling them where things happened from our own observations. And this is certainly going to size up to one of those situations because they can't get out right now. They've had to hunker down. Ed Lavandera is down below me. We're a team on this. He's been watching equal intensity from a different perspective down on the ground. And Ed, let me know when you can come back to me in terms of what you're seeing with the flooding and whether it's making an appreciable difference to these surrounding buildings by us. This is somewhat of a commercial area where we are now. There are residences as you get in the 4, 5, 6 blocks away where we are. As you get closer into the water, there are residences along the water. We don't give a damn about property in a situation like this. We're about protecting life, and that's what all the precautions were about. But you've got mega mansions down there. The governor has one. We're talking $10, $15 million homes that were built really close to the water, and as beautiful as that is, it's equally dangerous. Another huge gust coming down here right now. Remarkable that this tree is standing, and I'm watching it split in real time, but it's getting there. Ed, what are you seeing down where you are? Let me step out of this.
Chris, I'm going to take a quick little step out. Oh, man. A quick little step out here so you can get a sense of just how quickly the water is moving through here on the street. This is the most severe gust as it's pushing through